If I can force your mind to circle, I can force your life to stall. Overthinking isn't intelligence, it's attention held hostage. Tonight we bring in a swordsman to cut the ropes. Miyamoto Musashi, duelist, strategist, author of the Book of Five Rings, left rules that slice clean through modern anxiety, not as quotes for your wallpaper, but as actions for your calendar. This series is a forge. We heat your worry until it can take an edge. Musashi's rule number one for the anxious age: do nothing which is of no use. Overthinking survives on useless input: 10 open tabs, 12 what ifs, 5 opinions you didn't ask for. Kill the feed, and half your fear dies from lack of oxygen. Rule number two: think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Anxiety magnifies me and miniaturizes reality. We'll flip the lens: less self importance, more field sense. Rule number three: perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye. That's pattern over speculation, timing over tantrum, field over feeling. You don't need positivity, you need a stance. Here's the provocation: your analysis is often avoidance in a tuxedo. You polish scenarios because you're scared to swing. Musashi's antidote is brutal and kind: one cut. A finite move you can do in two breaths that changes the board. Send the line, close the tab, step outside, set the boundary. Clarity is a verb, but modern life is a dojo designed by algorithms. Every ping arrests your attention, every scroll widens the arena where your fear performs. Musashi would not ask you to manage that. He'd throttle supply. He'd call your phone a second sword you haven't learned to sheathe, so we'll sheathe it on purpose so the first sword, your attention, can do work again. What you'll get in this series: the no use cut, a ritual to delete 40% of mental clutter in 24 hours, the light self, deep world flip that shrinks rumination on contact, the pattern eye to read context like a battlefield, a timing clock that ends decision drift, and a 7-day dojo plan that hardens calm into courage. We'll pressure test each against three modern enemies: doom feeds, perfectionism, and social evaluation. If a tactic can't survive a Monday morning inbox and a late night spiral, it doesn't belong here. Ground rules: we are not cosplaying samurai. We are borrowing a working physics of attention. You will feel friction. Good. Friction is reality returning. Comment if you disagree. I'll pin the sharpest dissent. I'm silent flame. If your thoughts won't stop, your life will. Get your hands ready. The blade you need isn't in a museum, it's in the next action your fear keeps describing as not quite ready. Swing once, then swing again, smaller, cleaner. By the eighth swing, you won't call this bravery. You'll call it Tuesday. Immediate drill, 2 minutes. Write the one problem you've been rehearsing for a week. Now circle one action under your control that takes less than 2 minutes. Do it before this video hits the next chapter. That wasn't therapy, that was a cut. Remember the feeling. We'll use it as steel. And if you couldn't act, good, we found the knot. Stay. Notice the excuses your mind served. Not perfect, not ready, might offend. Those are not reasons. They are costumes. Name them aloud. You just saw the enemy up close. In this dojo, seeing clearly is never the end. It is the beginning of the next cut. Overthinking breeds in clutter, cognitive, calendar, and content. Musashi's first strike is subtraction so radical it looks impolite. He isn't saying be efficient. He's saying be lethal about what you give attention to, because attention is the only blade you have. Step one: the no use audit, 30 minutes. Draw 3 columns: inputs, tasks, loops. Under inputs, list every channel that touches your mind daily: apps, newsletters, chats, group threads, meetings. Under tasks, write the categories you spend time on. Under loops, name mental ruts, rehearse argument, compare success, plan 5 outcomes. Now mark each item: U, useful; N, neutral; or X, no use. Be ruthless. Sometimes helpful is usually a stall. Your X's are enemy encampments inside the walls. Step 2, the 24-hour purge. For one day, you will delete one app that farms outrage, unfollow 10 accounts that do not change your behavior, only your mood, decline one recurring meeting without a decision attached, move 3 someday tasks to never, set phone to grayscale, kill all non human notifications. This isn't ascetic theater, it's my distance management. In sword work, distance is destiny. In mind work, distance from useless input is freedom. Step 3, the 2 breath rule. Anything that survives the purge must prove itself in 2 breaths. Either it gives clarity or it gets cut. Stand before any task and breathe twice. If the next action doesn't appear, the task is still abstract. Refine it or remove it. Overthinking thrives on abstraction. Specificity suffocates it. Step 4, the 2 sentence decision. Write the decision you're stuck on in 1 sentence. In the second sentence, write the smallest reversible test. Ship the test. Musashi fought duels to test timing, not to worship plans. Your prototype is your duel. Low stakes, high signal. Step 5, the keel. Every day needs a heavy, stabilizing act done early. Lift, write, clean, walk. The point isn't the habit streak. The point is to anchor attention in visible progress before the world starts pulling. A keel keeps a boat from capsizing when wind screams. Your morning act is that keel. Expect withdrawal. Clutter is comforting because it postpones responsibility. When you cut no-use items, your anxious mind will scream scarcity. But what if I miss something? You will, on purpose. A strategist chooses what to be blind to. The point of the blade is not to touch everything. It is to touch the right thing at the right depth. Failure modes to watch. Virtuous hoarding. You replace junk inputs with educational ones. Still too many. Learning is not a personality. It's a pipeline to action. Minimalist cosplay. You cut loudly for 3 days, then quietly rebuild the pile. Don't post your purge. Prove it by what gets done. All or nothing. You burn the calendar, then drift. Strategy is subtraction plus sequence, not subtraction alone. 24-hour. Result. By tonight, you should feel 3 things. More silence in the skull, more weight in the body, more friction at the moment of choice. That friction is good. It means choices are finally visible. Tomorrow we'll pair the clean field with a new stance, thinking lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. That's not humility theater. It's the end of me-centric rumination and the start of field-centric action. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. People misread this as self loathing. Musashi meant ego weight reduction so perception can move, while upgrading field sensitivity so decisions track reality, not vanity. Anxiety magnifies self reference. What do they think of me? What if I fail? The antidote is not to despise yourself, it's to decenter yourself. Move 1, spotlight flip, 60 seconds. Overthinking pins the spotlight on me. Flip it to task and field. Ask, what is the mission here? What does the situation afford? In strategy, affordance. What the environment makes easy right now. Write 3 affordances you can exploit in the next hour. Act on 1. The mind stops gnawing when the hands begin. Move 2. Role posture. Pick a role that downgrades self importance while upgrading contribution. Host, scout, medic, builder. Stand like that role stands. Speak like that role speaks. A scout asks questions. A medic stabilizes. A builder ships. Roles puncture vanity while preserving agency. Move 3. Service before significance. Do one small deed that helps a real person. No announcement, no brand. Anxiety hunts significance. Service supplies meaning. Meaning ends the hunt. Move 4. Field notes, not feelings loops. Spend 5 minutes noting observable facts, numbers, deadlines, constraints, allies, timing. Then write one if then based on those facts. Rumination collapses when facts get a path to action. Move 5. The mirror question. Before a choice, ask, if no one ever knew I did this, would I still do it? If yes, proceed. If no, you're feeding reputation, not reality. Fertilizer for overthinking. Social arena drill. Walk into the meeting as a host. Your job is to make the mission clear and the room usable. Ask the first clarifying question within 2 minutes. Anxiety hates beginnings. Kill it with a start. In one breath, define the problem, timeline, owner. Now you're in the world, not inside your skull. Dating/family arena drill. When the rumination about how I'm perceived begins, switch to curiosity inventory. Ask 3 open questions. Listen for one need you can actually meet. Make one honest request of your own. Overthinking is a substitute for intimacy. Intimacy is a sequence of small, truthful risks. Failure modes, false humility. You perform smallness to dodge decisions. Thinking lightly of yourself doesn't mean refusing responsibility. Service as avoidance. You save everyone to avoid your own mission. Serve and ship. Role rigidity. You become the permanent medic. Strategy needs rotation. Scout to builder to host. Micro habit. Borrow a ritual from craftsmen. Touch the tools before you touch your theories. Open the dock. Lay out the parts. Prep the pan. One physical setup that forces contact with reality. The brain cannot obsess on hypotheticals while the hands stage the work. Metric. At day's end, count contributed outcomes, not compliments. Did a decision move? Did a draft ship? Did a person leave clearer? Track 3 ticks. Praise will come or not. Progress is yours to measure. Write your questions in the comments. You give me a like and a follow. I'll give you an answer. Musashi warned, perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye. He wasn't asking for mysticism, he was demanding context fluency. Overthinking clings to details and misses the field. Superstition imagines patterns that aren't there. The pattern eye stands between. It reads timing, distance, momentum. So actions fit reality like a key. 2 maps, ground and sky. The ground map is contact, what's literally happening. Data, constraints, bodies, resources. The sky map is trajectory, where the forces are moving, trends, incentives, morale, weather, literal or political. Overthinking is what happens when you stare at one map and ignore the other. Use both fast. Soft vision drill, 2 minutes. Stand and let your gaze widen until you can sense the room edges and the space above your head. Keep the breath easy. Note, near detail, far motion, center stillness. This is peripheral vision training for the mind. Peripheral attention reduces tunnel thinking and catches early signals. A teammate's silence, a market twitch, your own fatigue. 3 signals, journal. Each morning write 3 weak signals. Small changes you noticed yesterday. Response time slipped. Ad cost nudged. Friend's tone changed. Then write 1 low-cost probe you'll run today to test a hypothesis. Strategy advances by probes, not prophecies. Affordance scan. Ask, what does the environment make easy right now that I've been resisting? Maybe the team is unusually online, the gym empty at 2 p.m., the competitor distracted. Overthinking argues with reality. Pattern eye bargains with it. Friction forecast. Before you start, name the most likely blocker by 4 p.m. Decision from X, energy dip, missing file. Pre-decide your contingency. If X, then Y. Plans break on friction. Foreknowledge dissolves drama. Timing sense. In 5 rings, timing is decisive. Anxiety kills timing by multiplying checks. Train 3 beats. Sen no sen, initiate. Go no sen, counter. Tai no sen, simultaneous. Translate to work. Send first, reply deliberately, or move with them while redirecting. Most days, one beat dominates. Choose consciously. Pattern I in relationships. Watch for state changes, not statements. Breath shallow, eyes dart, humor gets brittle. That's timing data. Downshift, widen questions, take a pause walk. You don't need telepathy, you need observation. Failure modes, pareidolia, seeing faces in clouds, overconnecting dots to justify action. Cure, require evidence plus test, never vibes alone. Detail worship, you polish numbers while the tide moves against you. Cure, sky map check every morning. Cynical blindness, refusing to see any pattern to avoid risk. Cure, run a probe so small, failure is educational. 5-minute pattern cycle. Ground map, list 3 facts. Sky map, 1 trend. Affordance, 1 easy move. Friction, 1 likely blocker plus contingency. Probe, ship, metric. Did your probe return a signal by tonight? If yes, log it. If not, shrink the probe. Overthinking wants grand conclusions. Pattern I wants small evidence multiplied. By week's end, you'll have a map no guru could have handed you because it's carved from your terrain. Musashi said timing is the heart of strategy. Overthinking murders timing by multiplying checks until the window closes. The cure isn't more courage, it's beats. When you choose a beat, decisions compress to the size of the moment. 3 beats you must train: sen no sen, initiate. Move first while the field is still soft. Send the first email, make the first offer, ask the first clarifying question. Overthinking hates this beat because it steals its favorite food: delay. Go no sen, counter. Wait just long enough to absorb their move, then answer with precision. This is not passivity, it's harvesting their reveal. Tai no sen, simultaneous. Move with them and angle the exchange. Speak as they breathe, publish as they tease, buy as they blink. You already use beats unconsciously in arguments, inboxes, markets. Anxiety scrambles them. You hesitate when you must lead. You rush when you should counter. We fix that with clocks. The 3 clocks drill field clock, external. What fixed moments drive this domain? Payroll, publishing windows, client cycles, market opens, school pickups. Write them down. If you don't know them, you don't play. You're being played. Body clock, internal. When are you sharp versus soggy? Train heavy decisions during sharp hours. Reserve rote tasks for the fog. Stop trying to do sword work with noodle arms. Enemy clock, friction. What slows you? Gatekeepers, approvals, energy dips. Pre-decide contingencies. If legal stalls 48 hours, I ship the stripped version. Tempo ladder, weekly. Design 1 fast day. Ship at 80% quality, many cuts. 1 slow day, deep craft, few cuts. 3 mid-tempo days. Overthinking flatlines tempo, either frantic or frozen. Ladders teach your nervous system that pace is a choice. The 99-90 rule: 90 seconds for the first draft decision. Write it, don't send. 9 minutes to gather only critical facts or run 1 micro test. 90 minutes max to ship the first external move. Past that, you're not refining, you're hiding. Ship windows. Pick 2 daily windows when you send things, no matter how you feel, e.g., 10:30 and 16:30. Windows create rhythm. Rhythm breaks rumination. Meeting timing. If you speak first, ask a frame question. What must be true by Friday? If you speak second, counter with constraint. Assume we have half the budget. What dies? If you speak simultaneously, summarize plus propose. I'm hearing A/B. I propose C by end of day. Common timing errors and fixes. Initiation phobia. You collect intel forever. Fix. Schedule a pre-commit. Tell 1 ally you'll send at 10:30. Social timing beats private anxiety. Counter addiction. You only react. Fix.
Claim one upstream agenda item weekly. Put your topic at the top of the meeting. Simultaneity blur. You talk over people. Fix. Breathe once longer. Move with their exhale, not through it. 2-minute timing forge. Daily. Stand, widen gaze, feel feet. Say aloud, lead. One move, I'll start before noon. Counter, one response, I'll land within 2 hours. With one moment, I'll move alongside, then angle. Write them, set alarms. By dinner, mark hits. Timing isn't personality, it's practice. Overthinking calls timing reckless because it fears irreversibility. Musashi loved reversible first cuts, small, informative, hard to regret. That's your new bias. Quick tests that teach. If you missed a window today, don't confess to the void. Tighten tomorrow's beat, then swing.
Multiple options breed ghost pain, the regret of paths unwalked. You don't need the best plan. You need one cut that makes the next cut obvious. Musashi's duels weren't flowcharts. They were sequences: edge, angle, finish. We'll steal that. Design a one cut. Edge, the minimum decisive contact. Send, ship, ask, pay, book. Angle, how it shapes the board, reveals info, closes a door, opens a lane. Finish, the follow through you schedule now, not later. A good cut is reversible, measurable, and state changing. Bad cuts are symbolic, organized desk, infinite, research more, or reputation fed, post about intentions. The Hydra algorithm, choice collapse. Write the decision question in one line. List 3 viable options, no more. For each, define a 2-breath move you can do now. Pick the move with the cheapest regret and highest signal. Do it inside this session. Schedule the finish immediately, calendar or message. Example, which niche? Options. A, founders burnout. B, teacher stress. C, clinicians. 2-breath cuts. DM 3 founders for 15-minute calls. Email 2 principals. Message 2 therapists. Cheapest regret? Founders, DMS. Do it. Finish. Book calls. After the third, decide next probe. That's not perfection. That's contact. 2, sentence. Yes. No, yes. I will do X by Y because Z. Test. Number. I will not do A in Q1 because B. Focus. Write them publicly to your team or friend. Anxiety evaporates when ambiguity dies. Constraint magic. You don't need more options. You need fences. Try 2-option rule. Never juggle more than 2 serious projects at once. 2-tab rule. 2 browser tabs maximum during decision work. 2-call rule. 2 stakeholder calls before any pivot. No more. Wabi-sabi completion. Ship with a flaw on purpose. A tiny typo, a rough edge. To kill perfection's trance. Not sloppiness. Symbolic defiance. The point is to become the kind of person who finishes while others caress drafts. Commitment devices. Gentle, not punitive. Public micro deadline. Tell your list. Draft Thursday, 3 p.m. Money on the line. $50 to a charity you dislike if you miss one weekly ship window. Pair partner. 20-minute co-work. Cameras on. 1 deliverable each. Failure modes and counters. Endless pre-reads. You ask 10 people. Ask 2, the end user and the one who pays. Signal blindness. You ignore feedback because it threatens the plan. Write your kill criteria before you cut. If open rate less than 15% twice, pivot. Afterglow paralysis. You ship once and reward yourself with a week of recovery. Book the next cut before you celebrate. 1 cut daily write, 5 minutes. Name the single decision that will shrink 5 worries if moved. Draft the cheapest regret probe. Send it. Put the finish on the calendar. If you're waiting to feel ready, you're waiting to never act. Read your life as a duel. Clean entry, honest contact, no theatrical footwork. 1 cut isn't the end, it's the only beginning that exists. Musashi didn't practice on pillows. He trained with friction so the blade wouldn't tremble in wind. Overthinking flourishes in perfect conditions. Kill it by normalizing small, safe discomforts. so decisions no longer require ideal weather. Friction blocks rotate weekly. Time squeeze, 20-minute sprints with a single output, email, draft page, bug fix. No inputs allowed. The clock is the coach. Noise tolerance, work with mild ambient noise, cafe track, fan, and eyes soft. Train peripheral awareness, stop insisting on silence to start. Public micro stakes, post a 150-word idea daily for 7 days. No threads. Accept silence or critique as training, not judgment day. Body load. Light physical effort before brain work. Push ups. Brisk walk. Anxiety hates decisions made with warm blood. It loses leverage. Constraint creation. Build with a handicap. 2 colors. 200 words. $20 budget. Creativity inflates inside fences. Overthinking suffocates. Cold start protocol for I don't feel like it. Stand, shake arms, eyes to horizon, 3 longer exhales. Open the work surface, doc, IDE, canvas. No content yet, just staging. Write the ugly outline or stub functions. Mark gaps with XXX, fill any single gap. Momentum built, continue or stop intentionally. The enemy is not resistance, it's the ritual that you only act when romance arrives. Romance is late. Ritual is on time. Decision under pressure drill, weekly. Pick one harmless but real decision to make in 60 seconds. Restaurant, route, font. Make it aloud. Live with it. You're rehearsing. Good enough. Shipped. The death of anxious dithering. Sleep and screens. Treaty. Stop rule. Last decision by 8 p.m. After that, only care tasks and reading. Late night planning looks like genius and performs like sabotage. Open rule, no social feed before a keel action. Lift, write, clean, walk. You do, then you view. Friction pairing, combine discomfort with micro rewards that don't nuke the signal. Sunlight walk, hot shower, 2 songs. The point isn't to suffer, it's to associate effort with aliveness. Failure modes, heroics, you jump to ice baths and ultra marathons. Wrong scale, start with 2-minute frictions and stack. Martyrdom, you use friction to avoid joy. Joy is strategic, protects stamina. Inconsistent dosing, you overdo for 2 days, crash for 5. Write a floor, not a ceiling, e.g., 10 push ups, 150 words, 1 post. Friction, ledger, track 3 numbers nightly, cuts made, ships sent, recoveries taken. Overthinking hates numbers, it can't argue with them. When life throws real friction, sick kid, broke car, you won't need perfect conditions, you'll have conditions you trained. You don't need more inspiration, you need a week that forces contact. Here's a plug and play plan. Print it, live it, adjust next week. Day 1, no use cut, subtraction. 30-minute, no use audit. Inputs, tasks, loops, UNX. Purge, delete 1 app, unfollow 10, decline 1 recurring meeting, grayscale phone, kill non-human notifications. Keel, 20-minute walk or 3 times 10 strength. 1 cut, 2 sentence, yes, no for your biggest drift. Metric, fewer open tabs by night. 1 visible no, day 2. Light self, deep world, service greater than significance. Role, host for your workday. Start every meeting with 1 clarifying question. Do 1 unposted helpful deed. Mirror, cue. If no one knew I did this, would I still do it? Metric, 3 contributed outcomes. Decisions moved, draft shipped, people clearer. Day 3, pattern eye, map and probe. Ground, map, 3 facts. Sky map, 1 trend. Affordance scan plus friction forecast plus contingency. Ship a low-cost probe before noon. Log signal at 1800 hours. Metric, 1 signal returned, 1 adjusted plan. Day 4, timing, beats, 90 to 9 to 90 on a stuck decision. 2 ship windows, 10:30, 16:30. Send regardless of mood. Speak first in 1 context. Initiate, second in another. Counter, within a third, simultaneous. Metric, 3 beat reps, missed window, logged with fix. Day 5, 1 cut cascade. Run the Hydra algorithm on a choice with 3 options. Pick cheapest regret probe, cut it now, schedule finish. Wabi sabi ship, release with 1 honest rough edge. Metric, cut shipped, finish calendared, 0 afterglow paralysis. Day 6, friction training, inoculation, time squeeze, 2 20-minute sprints, outputs only, noise tolerance, 30 minutes work with ambient sound, eyes soft, cold start protocol once. Metric, outputs produced under non-ideal conditions. Day 7, integration and treaty, long walk, 45 to 60 minutes, no inputs first half, voice note insight second half. Write next week's 2-option focus and floor goals. Sleep screens treaty reaffirmed, stop rule 2000, open rule after keel. Metric, next week templated, floors set, post your cut of the week and the signal you got. Invite dissenters, show me a better cut, I'll test it. Turn the audience into sparring partners, not spectators. Verdict, overthinking is not cured by thinking harder. It is starved by subtraction, outpaced by timing, humiliated by 1 cut, and immunized by friction. Musashi didn't chase confidence, he chased contact. Do that for 7 days, and your mind won't feel quieter because the universe blessed you. It'll feel quieter because you finally stopped asking permission to move. I'm silent flame. If your thoughts still beg to spin, fine, let them spin after your cut lands. Then come back and tell me what broke, what held, and which rule drew blood. We'll sharpen it together.